You've built the business, you're crushing it in your career, you've scaled your impact, but are you winning at home?
Welcome to the 200% Marriage Podcast. We're Meredith and Craig, and we're here to help you kill that domestic drag and turn your partner into your most elite teammate.
From Russian taxi mishaps to hailstorms on the summit, we're sharing the raw and real stories and tactical drills you need to move out of roommateville and into your 200% life.
So grab your gear. It's time to build an unstoppable team. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to another episode of the 200% Marriage Podcast. Meredith and Craig. If you're paying attention, we've been reading the 200% Marriage, your winning playbook to be an unstoppable team. We're on chapter 14. Mare is reading chapter 14.
Chapter 14. You're the thief and the loot. Don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Stephen Furtick. What do happiness and the most successful bank heists have in common? Both are inside jobs. I used to think happiness was a destination I would reach once I had achieved all the things I was supposed to accomplish in my life. Once I got the job, once I got the house, once I got the husband, then I would finally be happy. Tying your happiness to an external destination is a very dangerous game because you never really arrive at that external destination. Because once you get close, or you do get there, before you take a breath to acknowledge your arrival, suddenly it's the bigger house that's going to make you happy, or the bigger promotion, or whatever that next shiny milestone is. When you look for happiness outside of yourself, you will never find it. Because happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create. And happiness can only be created inside of you. I hope you read that last part as wildly empowering, because it means that you get to decide to be happy right now, in this very moment. It seems too good to be true, doesn't it? It's not. In fact, the only place where happiness actually exists is in this very moment. It's backed up by research. I won't cite the studies. You already know why. Mostly because I'm lazy and I hate the look of footnotes on a page. Go read The Happiness Advantage by Sean Ager. Once you've finished reading this book, of course. He'll give you all the research on happiness. He went to Harvard. He worked at Harvard. Collaborated with Oprah. Given one of the 25 most viewed TED Talks ever with more than 20 million views. He's been published in all the scientific journals and written best-selling books. He studies happiness and he knows it inside and out. In The Happiness Advantage, he shares 4 daily practices that don't take much time, that are proven to make us happier. Number 1, go for a brisk 15-minute walk. And since this is a relationship book, we highly recommend doing this with your teammate. This is literally one of our worst kept secrets, mainly because we don't keep secrets. We're an open book. I'm on fire. We do our best thinking on walks. We feel most connected when we're walking. It's a life and relationship hack. Step 2, breathe. Yes, like actual breathing. Pick your favorite breathing exercise and do it for 90 seconds. Box breathing, meaning inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, repeat. Or the 5 by 5 by 5 breathing, which is inhale for 5, exhale for 5, repeat 5 times. Or the 4-7-8 breathing, inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. The breathing exercise itself doesn't matter. It's the intentional deep breathing that does. So now we're at 16.5 minutes total, if you don't breathe intentionally while you're walking. Number 3, appreciate someone. Take 30 seconds and tell someone you appreciate them. The more specific the appreciation, the better. Tell them in person, in a text, with a sticky note, in an email, with a voice memo, even a quick video. It doesn't matter how. Just express it. And again, since this is a relationship book, we highly recommend expressing that appreciation to your teammate. So now we're at 17 minutes. Number 4, practice gratitude. Take 60 seconds. Write down 3 things you're grateful for today. That's 18 minutes per day total to feel happier. Don't you spend longer than that on bathroom breaks at work? And isn't it amazing that feeling happier is 100% within your control? Let's zoom in on gratitude. I first heard about gratitude journals from Oprah like 20 years ago. I even started one, kept it for, I don't know, 5 minutes. I wasn't much of a journaler then. I didn't see the value in journaling or in gratitude. I do now, though. I used to think that once I'm happy, then I'll be grateful. But I had it backwards. Gratitude comes first. If you're not thankful for all the fantastic things in your life today, especially if you live in the developed world with a roof over your head, food in your fridge, why would the universe deliver you any more? Think of it like giving a little kid a treat. If they're not grateful for what you just gave them, how inclined are you to give them any more? So gratitude comes first. And it's not just us saying this. Brene Brown studies this stuff, and she says the same thing. Gratitude always comes first. Gratitude invites more joy into your life. But here's the catch. You knew there had to be one, right? It's not just an attitude of gratitude. It's a practice of gratitude. That means action. Don't just think about 3 things in your head. Write them down. Say them out loud. Feel the feelings of gratitude while you say them or write them. When you start to practice gratitude daily, you'll naturally be looking for things to be grateful for. And the more you look, the more you'll see. It doesn't change your life overnight, but it absolutely changes how you see your life. And that shift is where happiness grows. You start to feel content and fulfilled with what you already have, which in turn makes you happier. But if gratitude is the secret to happiness, then what's its kryptonite? The answer? Comparative reality. Comparative reality is when you compare what you have to what someone else has, and then you usually start shoulding all over yourself, that you should have those things too. And we know from chapter 12 what should does. Cue the shame spiral. Comparative reality is rampant on social media these days. Intellectually, we know we're only seeing someone's final product, the polished highlight reels, the fancy vacations, the perfect relationships, the angelic kids. Intellectually, we know that's not their day-to-day reality. But intellect flies out the window when we start doom scrolling and envying other people's lives. We consciously or unconsciously compare our lives to theirs. And because we know all the behind-the-scenes mess and drama that unfolds in our lives, and we never see it in theirs, we forget that it exists there too. Their kids can also be messy little shitheads. They just don't post that part on Instagram. Or we compare our chapter 1 to their chapter 33. It's okay to strive for what inspires you, but don't forget, they started at 0 too. They sucked in the beginning too. Always remember, in the beginning, you're a beginner. It's okay to be a beginner. We all assume the role of beginner many, many times on our journey. Allow yourself to be a beginner. Comparison is the thief of joy is a popular idiom because it's true. You can feel thrilled about your fantastic camping weekend in the woods until you start scrolling and see a colleague's 3-week Italian wine country tour. Suddenly your dollar store tent doesn't feel so great. So how do we ditch the comparative reality? By running your own race. When Craig trained for his first marathon, he worked hard. 5 runs a week, thoughtful nutrition, a precise race day plan, when to wake up, what to eat before, during, after, what pace to keep. He had his race fully prepped and mapped out. Race day comes, gun goes off, adrenaline spikes. He takes off. His competitiveness kicks in, and for a minute, he found himself trying to keep up with the other runners. Then he remembered his plan, and he throttled back to his planned pace. If he had kept pushing at someone else's pace, he would have been running their race. He might have burned out and never finished. Instead, he stuck to his plan. He fueled when he planned, he hydrated when he planned, and he crossed the finish line of his first marathon when he planned. And I got to hug him and cry all over him at the end. Win-win. The point is, turn off the comparison. Run your own fucking race. Get off social media. I can already hear the groans. At least curate your feed so that the posts that often drag you down and suck your energy don't show up. You don't have to unfollow anyone. Muting works really well if you want to avoid the drama. Then turn on the gratitude, and within days, you're going to feel lighter. Then add in the other 3 happiness practices, 18 minutes total, and you'll feel happier. And don't we all want to feel happier every day? Just like your happiness is your responsibility, it's your responsibility to work on your stuff. You know, your beliefs, your baggage, the shit you've accumulated through your life. We all bring baggage with us into our relationships. By working to unpack that baggage, you're both less likely to trip over those bags. When you take responsibility for lightening your baggage and focusing on your happiness, you bring that energy into your marriage. And that energy makes it much easier to do the work on the relationship, which is what we're about to do together right now. Craig will meet you in part 4 to kick off the commitment to the team and to your teammate.
That was chapter 14, happiness. It's amazing to think that in as little as 18 minutes a day, if you consistently do 4 little things, and one of them's 15 minutes, it's the majority of them, like literally 75% of the things can be done in like 3 minutes. It's wild that a walk, breathing, appreciation, energy, and gratitude will make you infinitely happier. And like, we don't talk about it because like studies and research and boring shit that I don't want to deal with in a book. But there is research that shows that just getting out for a walk is more effective than some medicines that are prescribed for depression.
Correct. And you've got a lesser rate of yeah, what's that word? Recidivism?
Of it coming back.
Correct. Yeah, walking is better for you than medication when it comes to depression and getting rid of it forever.
Yeah, and big pharma's out here chucking scripts to everybody for everything under the sun. And all we need to do is get under the sun, out in nature.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't even have, if it can be in nature, all the better. But if you live in a city,
could be in a mall.
Yeah, just get out,
walk,
and move.
Just walk, just get some blood pumping. It is infinitely better though if you get in nature.
For sure.
Don't do it in a mall. Malls are dead anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Spend no time in malls.
Even before those 4 things, like backing up a step, it took me so long in my life, almost 40 years, to learn that I get to decide if I'm happy. Like, my happiness doesn't depend on
the shit that's going on around me.
Yeah.
Whether I got the promotion.
Yeah.
Whether someone
is being nice to me.
Was a dick at the store.
Right? Like, I always thought my happiness was conditional on the external environment in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Whether it was the person you're in a relationship with, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's your work, whether it's your health, whether it's whatever, something in the external environment is what my happiness is conditional on. And if I'm having a shitty day because work sucks and someone's being mean and then how could I possibly be happy?
Mm-hmm. It's wild when you think about it. Like, and I'm with you because I had the same experience, but it's wild when you think about it. If you can just take a step back and think about it, it's like, okay, so some random chance, like when I go into work, my boss got up in the wrong side of the bed, their spouse was mad at them, whatever, and they're having a shit day. So because their spouse got mad at them, I'm now having a shit day because they're having a shit day, and I'm basing all of my happiness on how they're coming at me at work, which is based on how someone else I don't even know came at them. Yeah. Which is the reason they weren't happy is because their boss at their work. So like literally someone on the other side of the world was a dick and now I'm unhappy about it. Yeah. Just think about that for a second.
Isn't it insane?
It's wild.
But that's how I lived for 30 years.
I know, me too. I'm just saying it's stupid.
It's funny because I had a boss like many, many, many years ago who you knew when her and her husband were on the outs. She came in like, oh, okay, it's gonna be one of those days. Like you just knew. I wish I knew this then.
Yeah. Yeah, you were miserable for days on end because some asshole that you've never met was angry at her.
Oh, you want to go on vacation day early? Denied. Like, yeah. What? Really? Like that legit happened. Well, my flight's leaving, so peace out.
This was more of a letting you know situation than an asking for permission situation. Just so you know, I will not be here in an hour.
Yeah, totally. And it's wild to me that I used to believe, like firmly, like I said in the book, that once I finally get that corporate, like big job with the big paycheck, then I'll be happy. Once I finally meet the person, then I'll be happy.
It's funny because I had the same thought, but then it was the exact opposite. Corporate job with the big paycheck, I actually was less happy.
Totally.
Because of the aforementioned, it was because of me. in hindsight.
Right.
But I was basing it off what other people and the extenuating circumstances with the job.
But yeah, once I have these things, then I'll be grateful for what I have in my life.
Yeah.
Like I'll be grateful once I have the thing. I'll be grateful once I have that thing. I'll be grateful. And it's like, why would the universe see fit to give me anything else if I'm not grateful for what I already have? Like it kind of makes sense when you think about it, but I never thought about it like that before.
And it's funny because that's a lesson that I remember my dad imparting on me when I was a kid. If you're not grateful for that, you're not getting any more.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even grateful, so I'm not going to give you more. It's like, huh? I didn't
put those together.
No, I was like, you're my dad. Just give it to me. No, I didn't.
He tried.
Yeah, he did. He did his best.
Gratitude comes before joy. Like there's a prerequisite order for things in life. Gratitude, then joy, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So that was
once I'm more joyful, I'll be grateful for it.
Yeah. No.
But if you are grateful, and just the fact that you're being grateful is a different energy that the universe then just brings it, like things just start happening for you, and because you start noticing them more because you're in that state of mind. Opportunities are always out there, but when you're in that energy state of that gratitude, you're just more inclined to see them.
And I never believed this either. Like I just never, like, things are going to happen, and it doesn't matter what I look for, it doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what I think, things are going to happen the way they're going to happen, and I have no control. Is for the longest time how, like, obviously how I lived. If I was letting my boss's wife's husband, like on the other side of the world, control my level of happiness, obviously I had no control over my life. And so I never really believed that what I looked for would change anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can remember, I just didn't believe that I was not seeing the opportunity. Like, to your point, the opportunities are all there, things are out there. It's just, do you see them or not? And I just never believed for a very long time that things were there that I didn't see. Like, talk about the ego driving. But anyway, and then I remember in corporate, someone showing a video and saying it's something like, there was people in like black and white shirts or something, and count the amount of times the ball gets passed. I can't remember, but it was like I was so focused on the ball and I was counting the number of times the ball got passed. And then the video ends and they say something to the effect of, "Did you see the gorilla?" And I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I rewound the video, and sure enough, a gorilla walks across the fucking middle of the screen, dances around, and then walks off. And I didn't see it because I wasn't looking for it. I was counting the passes of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I maybe started to understand that there's shit happening around the world, around me, that I don't see because I'm not looking for it.
You're so focused on what you're focused on.
Yeah.
That you're missing all the other things.
Yeah.
So if you're focused on the negative,
right,
you're seeing that, and you're not seeing all the joy and all the good all walk past and party and dance beside you.
Yeah. If you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop, always looking for that and being ready for it, it's always going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for things to work out, things are going to work out. Maybe not immediately and exactly as you think they're going to, but if you always expect that it's going to work, you keep waiting for it and looking for it to work, it will eventually work because you're looking for it to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wild concept, but it's true. If I could miss the freaking gorilla, I could miss anything.
And it's just a way better way to live. It's just more upbeat and positive, and you have more energy.
Yeah. And so, like,
the opposite.
If you want to play devil's advocate and say that we're both full of shit, right? Like, someone's listening and they're like,
no one would ever say that.
They might. And so if someone thinks we're full of shit, that's fine. Cool. Maybe we are. I don't know. I don't think I am, but who knows? We have a different perspective. And so let's say we're full of shit. What's the harm in going through life looking for the good stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the downside?
Yeah.
If you don't believe that what you look for you get more of, that shit's gonna go sideways no matter what, then if it's gonna go sideways no matter what, it's gonna go sideways no matter what. If you're looking for the good, you never know, you might find it.
Yeah. The only argument you could have is that I would be right.
Yeah. So you can be right and be happy, or you can be right and not be happy.
Totally agree.
So that's my thoughts.
That's where you're at. Okay.
Yep.
We also talked about comparative reality and it being the kryptonite to happiness. It's so true, because to your point in the book, when you're going on vacation camping because you love camping, and then you get on Instagram or whatever, and you see your friend who's like in a 3-week wine tour in Italy, and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to go camping. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And so now you're bummed about your camping trip that you were so pumped about 5 minutes ago before you logged on to Instagram.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting. I never been a fan of social media. I only got it once we got into
Became entrepreneurs,
entrepreneurship and whatever, for reasons we need it. And but I do notice that when I do go on there and take a look around, sometimes I am like, oh, that's a cool, like, oh, like it makes me, I have to consciously get away from the feeling of, oh, that's really cool. I like, man, I'm not at a place where I can do that yet. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta put it away.
And it's
I gotta
true,
put it
like
away.
what we say in the book, that I intellectually know that what I'm seeing on someone's social media feed is a curated version of their life.
For sure.
I know that, like, in my brain. But I also know that my life is, crazy and stressful and drama, and like all the things are happening in life. The house needs to be cleaned, and like I know all the things that are happening behind the scenes in my life, and intellectually I can assume they're happening behind the scenes in that other person's life too. But I never see it. And so emotionally, when I'm doom scrolling Instagram, like my thumbs are just going, you forget that intellectual piece and your emotions take over, and you just, it's human nature to fall into the comparative reality trap of, my life doesn't look like this. They have all these things. Their kids look so well behaved. Oh my God, their husband and they go on trips all the time, just the two of them. They look so happy, and
those kids are twerps too.
their house is so big, and their car is so nice, and
you don't know how much debt they're in. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes in that relationship. They could be on the brink of divorce.
Yeah.
Like you just don't
really
know. You just don't know.
And we make assumptions about other people's lives based on what they put on their social media feed, and it's just.
And to combat it, it's to your point in the book, in the chapter, run your own race. Just focus on you. What are you building? What are you going? What are you?
Are you better than you were yesterday? Yeah. Are you taking steps toward whatever it is you want in your life?
Because when you run someone else's race, you're probably not going to finish because you haven't trained for it. You didn't train for that. But 2, you're also not going to be thrilled with the result. Even if you do finish, you're not going to be thrilled with the result, because it wasn't your race. It wasn't what you ultimately wanted. You're going to go chase the things that you see on Instagram, and you're going to find out like, oh, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I didn't realize it was going to be this. I'm going to have to do this to get to that. Oh, never mind. I don't want that.
Yeah. And I remember that, like, we talked about your first marathon in there for a minute, but that same day I ran my first half marathon, and I remember like the gun going off, and it's so exciting, and
there's a rush of energy.
Oh man,
the emotions are high.
Yeah, and especially on that particular route, like right off the bat, almost you're running by the water on the boardwalk, and the sun is coming up, and it's beautiful, and you're hyped about it, and you can't believe you're doing it, and there's
people all around you, and you can feel their energy too, and it's just like this really powerful feeling.
Yeah. And I remember taking off, and my watch, which I gotten like the day before, so I did not know how to use, and it was set for something else, not for my half marathons. I didn't know how to turn it on, but it kept telling me like, you're going too fast, you're going too fast, you're going too fast at the beginning. And I was like, oh, fuck, my watch probably knows. Even though I didn't set it, even though I didn't have it, like
it has to know something.
It has to know something. So I'm like, okay, slow down. So I kept consciously trying to slow myself down at the beginning, because I felt myself wanting to go fast. And to be clear, when I started that half marathon, I had no idea whether, I remember you asking me, what's your plan? And I'm like, I don't know if I can run the whole thing, because I hadn't been training for it. So I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I'm going to do my best, see how it goes. And so I felt like my watch was telling me to slow down. I was running fast off the hop because I was feeling the energy. I was trying to keep up with all the other runners. And so I slowed down when my watch told me, you're running too fast, because this is not your running pace. So I slowed myself down. And then I remember thinking, all these people are passing me left, right, and center. It felt like hours, which it obviously wasn't, minutes, but it felt like a long time, that just like waves of people were running past me. And I was like, I feel like if I turn around, I'm going to be the last runner in this race. And I remember having that thought. And the very next thought I have was, but I don't care. Like, what's the point in turning around to confirm whether that's true or not? Because I literally don't know if I'll be able to finish this race or not. So it's not about how fast I can do it. It's about whether I can do it. I don't have a time that I want to make for I don't like that. That's not my plan. My plan is to do my best and go as far as I can. And so if I turn around and make myself feel bad when I see there's nobody behind me, that does not serve me finishing this race.
Yeah.
And so I never did turn around.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I know now, like, I was not the last person, not by a country mile the last person.
Mm-hmm.
But I refused to turn around and confirm either way because it didn't matter. The race to me was just completing it, not being the fastest, not completing it in 2 hours. That was next year. The next year I did have, now that I know I can do it, now I've got a different goal. But that year the goal was to finish. And so it was tempting to run other people's races and then confirm whether or not I was the worst one in that race or not. And then I'm grateful that I had the thought that this doesn't serve me. Why would I turn around and make myself feel worse or make myself feel like, to what end? Like, just run your own race.
Mm-hmm.
It was very clear to me in that moment, thankfully. And then I did finish it. So yay.
Good job, okay?
Thanks.
So run your own race. I think that's a good message to leave on. This life is yours. This life, you have got one shot at this. You might as well do it the way you want.
It's your life. Live it however you want to.
We'll leave that lyric right there. So run your own race, and we will see you next week for chapter 15. Bye.
And that's a wrap on this week's briefing. If this episode hit a nerve, don't let your momentum die.
Head over to the 200percentmarriage.com/unstoppable team to take the Unstoppable Team audit. Find out exactly where your domestic drag is hiding so you can start optimizing your team today.
And if you love the show, share it with another power couple who refuses to settle for fine. Because a 200% life is better with a community.
See you on the next adventure.